Yeah, baby, I'm from PA. Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Lyrics get up in ya. That's how we do it, Virginia. I'm from PA. Yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Tidewater, Nova, 804. Lyrics get up in ya. That's how we do it, Virginia. We push that Halloween and then we flip that nigga tender. Oh, you ain't remember the ball and thy agenda. Out of town to see the taxes moving here, they reconsider. I customize that glass slipper. You putting dogs in the wrong shit. Coming for that queen cone, that's something that you won't do. Oh, you think you wrong, no. I got a song for you, but I'm a finesse the PA anthem because it's coming from yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Lyrics get up in ya. That's how we do it, Virginia. I'm from yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Tidewater, Nova, 804. I was born in the Commonwealth, so I'm smarter than most. We have so many great colleges, it's so easy to post. BUU, BSU, HU, PCU is the judge and I buying up all the damn blocks, but I'm a rep that OG and yes, I'm a love now. I got that lion in my heart, so baby boy, don't try. Common sense, street smart, sexy split, that hard top, it's the complete. I got more longer than Hall Street. A month of 11, I was in 757. Took advantage of the fact I was in Tidewater heaven. Open mics, showcases, dope places, all around, Cadillac, Queensway, Shaka, they know it down. So it's a must, I gotta wear the crown. I'll be the goat before I put the mic down. VA raised it from a baby, no cuff look on my tongue. They don't look that one and done. I'm from yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Lyrics get up in ya. That's how you win Virginia. I'm from yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Tidewater, Nova, 804. Yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Lyrics get up in ya. That's how we do it, Virginia. I'm from yeah, baby, I'm from Get that two up, two down, two up, two down. Tidewater, Nova, 804. 804, I told ya. Tell your mom something, baby, I told ya. 540, baby, I told ya. 703, baby, I told ya. 804, baby, I told ya. 434, baby, I told ya. 540, baby, I told ya. 757, baby, I told ya.
Imagine a world where children run free. It doesn't matter the skin tone, doesn't matter the pedigree. A black child in a white neighborhood playing free, no police checking where they should be.
This is true. This is true. We got our hands up. They still gon' shoot. This is true. This is true. This is true. This is true. We got our hands up. They still gon' shoot.
Part of the child, the rules for how to be. One day we all will walk free. Pull over, step out of the car. Civil rights for one are not afforded to all.
We got our hands up. They still gon' shoot. We fight for justice and more, but we got pain in our heart. I got my hands up, but you can still tell they really smart. Young boys on the block, they trying to ruin our dreams. Another black kid dead.
Slavery abolished civil rights in 64. If we all were free, then what are we fighting for? A world without fear, a world without shame, a world where children don't avoid eye contact to avoid being blamed for a crime they didn't commit in a city they've never been to visit. But imagine this. Silent roar may trigger an alarm. Why in the bar keep it calm to protect you from harm? Those who abuse power are now being watched. Now they know the fear. Within moments, they're caught.
They hate us cause they want us bowing down. No, we never bowing down. Just keep them hands up and stay prayed up. Faith in God, we should let us. Not if we stand, fight if we fall. Late night, you pull it off. Ain't got no one to call. With my skin feeling down to their kid. Can't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to us, it's true. It's true. We got our hands up and still gon' shoot. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. We got our hands up and still gon'
Fear and paranoia no longer an excuse. Before they can act, we end the abuse. Until those with guns learn to act with grace, we watch their every move, we show up and we face. The reality we live, the right to stop and search. But we change the game, strip their right to hurt. Families torn apart at the seams. If one man falls, we lose an entire army.
It's true. It's true. We got our hands up and still gon' shoot. It's true.
Yo, 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 what's up? You already know what time it is. It's guess what? Yep, this is the end of season 1. I can't believe it. Can you? Um, Season 1 started off really interesting. So we had the It's Consulting Time on Tuesdays and All Things Authentic on Thursdays. And then we would do Prime Time on Saturdays and Prime Time Raw and Uncut. And then it got to the point where everybody was just like, okay, you know what? I want to come on. I want to come. Hey, I have this person that wants to. I have that person that wants to come on. And it ended up being that all I could handle was It's Consulting Time. So it kind of pushed All Things Authentic to the side. But out of that grew something immaculate. It's Consulting Time is now airing 5 days. And in 2021, it's going to be even bigger and better. And I'm excited. Now, this finale is about to be stupid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because not only do I have dope guests, but the lady of the hour, we've been communicating, having all kinds of stuff. And come to find out, she right down the road, like literally right down the road. Like I can hop in my vehicle and get to her in like an hour and some change, which is crazy. So, without further ado, I introduce Simply Sport Chic and Team Takeover. Now, interesting today because we have quite a few guests. But what we're going to do, we are going to give each one of them an opportunity to speak their piece. So today is going to be a lot different because I'm really not going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to let my guests take the lead in the season finale and talk about who they are and what they have going on. So, first up is one of the best multimedia journalists, digital podcast producers, on air hosts, and speakers in the sports industry. You already know that when it comes to sports, Black women have a voice because a lot of us know sports. We just don't really put ourselves out there. But this young lady is super duper dope. And she began her career about 7 or 8 years ago. But I'm going to bring her to the platform because I would love for you guys to meet Miss T because I want to make sure I say her name right. But I am going to take a stab at it because I'm not leaving without saying it. So, Terrika for
Hey, see, you did it.
Hold up.
I know. See, you know what? I was
Introduce
nervous.
yourself to the world.
I was nervous, but you know you did it. You the bomb. I don't even know why I was nervous for. So I am Terrika Foster-Brasby, and you nailed it pretty much. I'm a multimedia journalist. I also produce for ESPN, write stories here and there whenever something comes to my mind for several different outlets. And most of the time, I'm on Twitter talking junk, normally trying to kick somebody out my mentions for saying something off the wall. I'm crazy. But for the most part, yeah, like that's me. I love to talk sports. I've been doing it for about 7 years now, since 2013. Well, I've been doing it all my life, but like on the scale since like maybe 2013. And I'm just having a lot of fun right now. Everything is great in terms of careers going up, which is always good. 2020 was a mess, but I mean, there were some good points that I can pick out. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for asking me. Come on.
Um, I don't know. I feel like with this being the season finale, it's important for me to really step back and let the beautiful ladies and one gentleman just take control of today. So the question for you, which you have X amount of time to answer it, is what is it like being a beautiful woman of color in a male dominated?
Whew, that is a loaded question. I guess what I can start off by saying is number one, it's hard at all, period, being a woman in sports because this industry is so cutthroat. It's definitely one where people don't spare your feelings. They keep it 100 with you all the time, so they don't spare your feelings, that's for sure. And it's definitely one for thick skin because we live in a social media era now where people have more access to you. So they can tweet you and say what they want to say to you, or they can send you a message on Instagram and say what they want to say to you. And I think the biggest challenge is that we often kind of get caught up in that social media world where sometimes things that people say, you feel like you always have to validate it or invalidate it, depending on what it is. And I think that was probably the biggest thing for me when I first got into this industry and started to see so many people on social media interacting with me, is the group of guys who are like, you're a girl, you never played, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, bruh, first of all, I did play. Second of all, I think sports in college. Third of all, you can't even form a sentence correctly. What are you doing? Like, trying to talk to me about, like trying to comfort me in that way. So that's the biggest thing, always feeling like you have to validate yourself. I think the other thing, specifically being a woman of color, is that the opportunities have been limited thus far. We're kicking that door down. Like, we are beating that door down, okay? There are so many Black women that are making so many moves in the industry, whether it's in the NFL, whether it is being anchors, whether it's in broadcasting, whether it's in writing, whether it's in the analysis, like whether it's, whatever sport, WNBA, specifically the WNBA and women's basketball, the NBA. I mean, there's just so many Black women that are being put on in the spotlight where they deserve, and I love seeing it. And it's really encouraging. There's that, I'm sure you hear this all the time, how, like, we don't know how to get along. We always have attitudes. We come to each other different type of ways and all this other stuff. Like, how they stereotype us, right? But, the angry Black woman, that's how they stereotype us all the time. But there are so many people in this industry who continue to put that narrative to bed, that are like, no, we are not crabs in a barrel. If I make it, my sister makes it. If I can open this door and leave it open for somebody else, I'm going to pull everybody through. Like, I absolutely love it. And it's been a blessing to be a part of it. It's been a blessing to see this evolution happen. I love it. So that's where we are.
It makes me so happy. It makes me happy because my mom loves sports, right? And she has known sports forever. And when I say forever, like, she can remember when the NFL started. That's how old my mama is. Like, she even remember like the black MLB league. Like, I mean, the black baseball team. So yeah, she
Yep.
like legit know. And so, as I was being introduced to you and reading about you, it just made me so happy because I know for a fact, if back in 1957, which is crazy, when she graduated from high school, if Black women would have been out there like this, she would probably have been one of your mentors. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's just
Mhm.
like, you know, I love the fact that you are able to stand up and talk your talk and walk your walk and know that, hold up, player, I put my pants on just like you do, and I wear them
Okay.
even better. And that's what I love. That's what I love. So, talk to us about some of the obstacles, though, that you've had to kind of.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first there was the issue of, like, basically trying to get into this business with no initial connections, right? Like, I didn't have any friends or anybody who I knew who I could say, can you look out for me, or can I, send a resume to you or anything like that. Everything that I did at the beginning was because either someone who was also trying to get into the business saw something in me and was like, listen, we can tackle this together, but not because I had any initial connections, right? And then the second thing was I had to learn this stuff as I went along. Like, I didn't initially have any formal training in broadcasting or any formal training in sports writing or anything like that. I was just naturally doing what I loved to do. It was, I love to talk about sports, so I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I watched enough Sports Center or enough whatever or whoever I was watching at the time to try to mimic what I saw them doing. And it was only until 2014, the summer of 2014, I had actually got a gig writing on the side for Yahoo Sports, contributing for them for a little bit, getting a couple dollars here and there. I thought, okay, I'll get a couple dollars here and there. And then I was like, well, you know what? If I'm going to do this and I'm going to take it serious, I need to think about the next level. So I went to grad school to get a master's in new media journalism, which was really dope. It was basically teaching us how to, you know, conquer journalism in this new media digital age where everybody's getting their news from social media or, you know, in this way. So I graduated in 2015 with master's in new media journalism from Full Sail University. And at that point is when I was like, okay, I feel more equipped to really like get in there and do all these things that I want to do. But meanwhile, while I was in school, I was still hosting a radio show with the Sportsman Radio Network. I had just started working at ESPN. So it was like really hard to kind of balance like all of this stuff, trying to balance school, trying to balance this new job, like all this stuff was really tough. So then once you get there and they start giving you assignments, I get to these games and I have no idea what I'm doing when I get there. Like I don't have any media friends who are there who are like, hey girl, you know, when you first get here, you want to check in right here and get your credentials and then you want to go over here. I had none of that. It was just, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Like it was just figuring it all out. And in some ways, I really appreciate learning that way now because that means that I have literally learned from my mistakes, right? And I have made a name for me knowing that I did it and not that like somebody else did it for me. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely have found people along the way who have truly been blessings for me. I can't name everybody, but like, for example, I have to shout out William Johnson, who was the first to hit me up and say, hey, I would love for you to be a host. And that's really helped to get my voice out there. My girl Kenza, I was writing for her magazine back in 2012, Ultra Lacora. She was like, hey, sis, I need you to just, you know, keep my readers up on what's going on. And I was like, cool. So she was one of the first to really help put me out there. Once I got here, my homegirl, Jamel Hill, she was one who was like, you know, you can do this. You got it. So China Robinson, she's my host for Around the Rim. Without her, I don't know where I would be right now. So there's so many people who at this point now have saw something in me to invest in me. And I am so appreciative of it. And now ALEXXIS, like our woman of the hour, she is so, like, she is investing in me. And I can't do nothing but be thankful. Like all the obstacles that I've had literally have gotten me to a point where I can just do nothing now but look back and just be thankful.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you have given this industry. But thank you so much for what you just said right here on this platform. Because in my mind, everybody that I'm who's in this broadcasting thing or who's in any type of journalism, what they start doing in my mind. And like I'm the only one, this is not what I started out doing. This is the total opposite of what my formal training is in, and absolutely the total opposite of what my professional career is. But it's not really, because public relations and communication and the study of human behavior is something that we all do every day. It's just that some of us have been trained in different disciplines. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And make sure right now, shout out all the people you want to shout out. Tell them where they can find you on social media.
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much for having me. I had a blast. You can find me on social media on all platforms at SENOJ_, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So please follow me. And just thank everybody who played a role in being influential in my life. And thank God, it's Sunday. We're near the holidays. I have to just thank God for at least bringing us all here. Because 2020 was rough, but we made it. Okay?
You can thank him here. You can thank him on here, honey. Because one thing about it If you heard this, they do what they can, but I do what I want. So you can thank him here because I sure I'll take a praise break in a minute. Yes. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Guys, this is what it's all about. This is what it is all about. It's about meeting individuals where they are, getting to know them, and working effortlessly to provide positive exposure to the world. Now, my next guest. Honey, this is another example of how you can have a 9 to 5 that is just like, or but then your passion, your 24/7, 365 is like, yes. Ciara is a full-time mortgage loan officer. But the fun thing about Ciara is that she's a content creator. And she has a YouTube channel. And the one thing that I love about Miss Ciara is we share the passion to truly work effortlessly to support and provide all types of positive exposure and attention to unrepresented groups. Miss Ciara.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So Ciara, you know what? Let's do this a little bit different because I think it's important that we talk about your career simply because we live in a time where a lot of people, especially people of color, aren't really buying. Let's just be honest. People are buying, but they aren't really buying. So let's talk about your career as a mortgage loan officer and what that looks like. And I say what that looks like, I'm not talking about, what do you do, but what does it look like relative to what you see and how things work?
Okay. Yeah, so definitely I would say underrepresented groups and minorities have always been at a disadvantage when it comes to buying homes. Um, that is why one thing that I am really passionate about is financial literacy. And that is one of the driving forces in my YouTube channel, because I did start out kind of doing the typical YouTuber things back in the day with beauty and makeup and things like that I'm very passionate about. But one day I thought, hey, why don't I use this knowledge that I have and I share it with other people? I know about it, I might as well. And a lot of it is things that I wish I knew. A lot of it is things they don't teach in the school system. A lot of it our parents didn't even teach us. And so I think among other systemic things that have held us back throughout history, redlining, all sorts of things that have held us back from buying property, I think one of those big things is knowledge. And a lot of us have parents who either didn't have the knowledge or maybe they weren't homeowners. Some of our parents were just struggling to get by. So they're not sitting down and having a conversation with us about interest rates and mortgages and credit and things like that. And so that's the whole driving force behind it. You're absolutely right. And that is why I do what I do. One of the reasons, probably one of the biggest reasons.
Yes. All right. Once again, I always tell people that when I put the lineup together, I really don't think about it. I just kind of like, okay, let's do man, woman, or let's do all women and then a man or something like that. But when I was reading over your bio, I got comforted once again because I saw that you started out with neuroscience. And I said, okay, neuroscience to business administration. And it made me feel better because I was looking around like, yeah, I got in nursing and then I ended up in criminal justice and then I ended up somewhere else. So let's talk about that, about your academic journey and kind of how it unveiled itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when people hear that, my background's actually neuroscience, they're like, wait a minute, how did you end up from there to here? Honestly, I like how you guys were having that conversation about being trained in one area and your passion just take you in another area, because I think that's my story and I'm seeing that a lot now. But essentially, I went to school to become a doctor. I wanted to become a pediatrician and have my own practice. So I got my bachelor's in neuroscience, and then I got my master's in business because I thought, I want to have my own practice. I want to know the business side of it as well. And so I got my master's in business with a concentration in healthcare management. So life has a crazy way of happening. After college, I lived overseas for a few years. That's when I got my master's. And then I came back to the States, and instead of going to medical school, I found myself in a position where I had to get a job. I was on my own and I didn't have anything to my name but my degree. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a way for myself. So I started doing neuroscience research. I worked in the academic system for a while, but I got tired of being on a fixed income. I got tired of having a ceiling to how much I could make, even with a master's, even with a doctorate. I mean, I started my PhD in clinical psychology. And when I found out how much I would be making compared to all the years of schooling, compared to all the student loans, I just thought, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. And that's what made me get into mortgages, because there was no salary cap. And I was really passionate about business, financial literacy, those things. So I quit my full-time salary, good old benefits, government job in neuroscience, in research, and I took the jump to mortgages, and I have not looked back. I'm so happy, and God has just blessed me so much, just in every area of my life with this. And not only am I helping people to obtain home ownership, but I'm also educating people. I've gotten calls and emails from people all over the world thanking me. They're like, because of you, I was able to get a house. You taught me so much. Even like celebrities have started reaching out to me now, which blows my mind. And it's just reaching far further than I ever thought. But there's a huge need for this. I didn't even realize. I was like, I do this every day. Let me just do some videos. There's a need for it. So that's how I ended up to where I am now.
Thank you for just following your heart. I think so many times, especially we as, a Black race of people, we're taught school, education, work. And every time, and you just, once again, guys, if you're just checking in, this is the season for Kelli, it's consulting time. And already I have been comforted by my guests. You just comfort me when you made the statement, you started on PhD and you were like, hold up. Well, guess what, baby? I'm in the same boat. Because when I realized that with the PhD, individuals who had their master's and their license would be making the same amount of money, I was like, oh, heck no. Mm-hmm. But I have tips who always ask, when's your PhD? Well, when any more debt to do something that's not going to pad my pockets the way my career and my business is taking care of me. Like, no, I don't want the stress. Mm-hmm. So, Ciara, thank you. But you have a lot, because I know being a mortgage loan officer is major, and content creation is just a whole different beast. So what are the things that you do for Ciara?
Oh, that's a great question. So I'm still passionate about those other things. I'm passionate about beauty. I actually have a fitness channel where I documented a lot of my weight loss and health journey. So I haven't been as active on that lately, but I have that I'm very passionate about. Just in general, I think I like traveling. A lot of things that I haven't been able to do as much this year. I like traveling. I'm a true crime junkie. Twillie will be on here later. She knows. She's my best friend. I literally am so into criminal justice, things like that. So I'm just a ball of like everything. And that was one of the passions and driving forces behind my channel too, was because if you notice, it doesn't just say I'm a finance YouTuber. It's finance and lifestyle, because I feel like even as women, Black women, we're having to be boxed into a corner where you're either the smart girl, or you're either the pretty girl, or you're either the party girl, or, you know, whatever it is that we get boxed into. And I wanted to show you can be multifaceted. Like, you can be the girl that's into beauty. You can also be the nerd at the same time. You can be everything you want to be. And I hope that's what my channel and all of my work portrays, is that you can do whatever you want to do. You know, you could be a neuroscience nerd and become a loan officer, or become a YouTuber or an Instagrammer, however you want to do it. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that I enjoy.
Ciara, I don't want, look, we don't have to talk about something else, because the more you talk, it's just like, I'm not alone. You get what I'm saying? I think when you say that, I have the same conversations with other people, like, hey, no, you can do this. You don't have to be one. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, well, I got to focus on this. But I can tell somebody else, no, you don't need to focus on one thing. Do everything. So yes, definitely, guys, if you're just checking in, Ciara just made a great point. You don't just have to be a girl. You don't just have to be the smart girl. You know what I'm saying? Be the smart party girl. Be the quiet party girl. Because you can be quiet and still party. You just move through the little party and nobody ever knows you're there. But you see everything that's going on. So, I mean, I love it. I love it. So, Ciara, if you give any message to the world, what would it be?
If I could give any message, I would say the way that I'm packaging it is very cliche, but I have a message behind it. And it really is to follow your heart and follow your gut and your specific passions in life. And I think that encompasses pretty much everything we've talked about, because I myself found that I was living my life for other people for a long time. And I was doing what was expected of me, or what I thought was expected of me, or what made my parents happy, or what sounded good on a resume. And while I was doing well and doing respectable things, I think there was always something missing. Like me feeling like I'm really fulfilling my purpose. And it wasn't until I stepped out and have done things for me that I love and that I want to do, despite of what other people have said, that I truly found I was able to walk in my purpose and my passion and be happy, physically, emotionally, financially, because the Bible says your gifts will make room for you. My mom always taught me that. And she always taught me, have a career and have a side hustle. Have a career, something that can, help you to afford the lifestyle you want, things like that you're educated in, but then also have something, you never know what will happen. Okay. 2020 has showed us that. So she was like, you always have some kind of skill or side hustle, whether that's doing hair or making clothes or just whatever, TV, whatever it is. And so I think follow your heart, follow your passions, and the rest will follow.
Ciara, amazing. Amazing. Thank you for the message, guys. Follow your heart, follow your gut, follow your passions, and all else will follow. And one of the most important things that you just said was what that word says. And honey, that's why I just told T, when you come here, we can talk about that word, because that is the only thing that's sustaining us throughout 2020 and beyond.
Agreed.
So, Miss Ciara, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube. I'm Ciara Elaine. And then you can also find me as Ciara Honey Dip. That's kind of my username I started out with on YouTube. I'm also Ciara Honey Dip on Instagram. And then I also have a Instagram specifically for mortgage knowledge, information, things like that. It's Ciara Foster Loan Officer. So any of those 3 outlets, you can find me.
Again, for coming by, and we can come by in our official capacities, but truly intentional and practical conversations, because we get so caught up in the grand scheme of things and always focusing on, what our titles and positions are. But this was just so fun, and I thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. You have an awesome rest of your Sunday.
You too.
Oh my gracious, guys! I just get so filled when my guests come on. I get so filled up when my guests come on, and we can just really have an awesome time conversing and talking about the important things in our lives. So many people spend X amount of time just really, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know what we have going on and why we can't just have an intentional conversation. But I am so excited that Miss Ciara was able to drop jewels on us relative to what she does as a mortgage officer, but more importantly, not just what she does, but how she incorporates that into her passion and purposing her career and her passion for the betterment of others. And that is just spectacular. We're going to take it back up, and we're going to talk a little bit about the sports world. But with the sports world, we're going to talk about a CEO, a CEO, a CEO of a clothing brand, but not just any clothing brand. And so I can't really tell you all about it because she has to do this brand due diligence. So Kelli, Kelli, Kelli,
Hey.
tell the people all about Like a Girl Apparel.
Is that better? I don't know. I was
You
muted.
muted yourself.
Okay. So rewind. They Like a Girl Apparels, everything it sounds like it is. So us as women in the industry, we are sometimes we're on the back burner. So we never really get a chance to fully represent and be proud of who we are. Whether it's a slogan, a high five, whatever it is. I'm a tomboy. So give me a sweatshirt or a hoodie, a hat, something that is showing you who I am and what I do. And that's what Play Like a Girl is. It's a representation of all of us in the industry, whether you own a business, you're a sales manager, you're an agent, whatever it is, you're a therapist, a journalist. You have something that represents you, whether it's a hat, a mug, a notebook. Some of the sayings are a little slick at the mouth because I am, but it's okay. But it's something that it helps us feel empowered about who we are in the industry.
Well, I always want to be comfortable. I dress up when I need to, but most people don't like it. They see the hair and the nails, and it's like, oh, you a girly girl. Baby, no. Because if you could see me in the house, you would already know what time it is. So thank you for putting Like a Girl Apparel. But let's take it back. How did Like a Girl Apparel truly find itself?
So I got sick of seeing every other industry having something for them. And it's no shade to anybody else. You would see stuff for nurses and therapists and journalists. And I was like, dang, we don't do stuff in sports? I feel away. And you would have to constantly get something custom made for you instead of being able to click on a website and seeing yourself, a representation of you. So one day I have a cousin who also does this, and I just reached out to her and I was like, can you make me something? She's like, I can make you something, or I could tell you what to do and you can make it yourself. So that's how it began. I had one Saturday, I prayed. I said, I don't know how this is going to go. If I get one customer, I'm blessed. If I get no customers, at least I tried. And I just went with it. And it'll be a year old in January.
Wow, congratulations. Oh, so you got like a relaunch. I don't even want to call it an anniversary because after 1 year you got to rebrand and relaunch so you could just be like, wow, all in your face.
That is on the we keep secrets a little bit.
Yes. So when you think about, I know you work with the Dallas Cowboys and you started to really say, okay, I'm gonna design this apparel. What was going through your mind during that process?
I was surrounded. So I was relatively new to Dallas. So I moved, my entire family is on the East Coast. So I didn't realize there was such a big market for women in the industry down here. So meeting so many different women and coming across them and just feeling the love and how they embrace one another, I was like, okay, this is where I need to be. And on top of that, I can bring some substance to the table as well. And they're going to embrace it and they're going to love it. And then word of mouth will help me get to where I need to be as well. Like that was big for me. And especially when you work for the Cowboys, it's America's team. That is one of the biggest organizations. Everybody knows who the Cowboys is. I didn't want to always be known as Kelli who worked for the Dallas Cowboys. Like I am more than just that. So I wanted to have my own brand, my own identity, and I wanted it to be something that's custom to me.
Lee, you've done it. You've done it. And in January, it's your anniversary, and you did the daggone thing, and you look good while you're doing it. So that's the dope part about it. Now, how did COVID help or hinder? And we can talk about both.
We'll say hinder. I think every small business is going through it. Warehouses and shipping. Woo, have grace on all of us at this point, whether it's small businesses, big businesses, we're all being affected by all these new regulations, how you're supposed to maneuver, people getting sick, late packages, whatever it is. Every person in any industry that has to do something with packing and shipping and making something, we are hindered. But what I will say is COVID made me sit down and focus on what I want to do, what I'm looking to represent, and going back and looking at my website. Okay, I need to fix this. I need to change that. I need to step this up. I need to reach out to other people. I really don't know if Play Like a Girl would be as big if it wasn't for Alexis really pushing me. I'm very low key. I'm very behind the scenes, even in the sports industry. I'm on the hospitality side. So I would do private events. You don't need to see me. Let me put on what you need to put on and have a good time. So really sitting back and really reconnecting and focusing, that helped me take it from down here to up here. So I'm blessed that COVID happened because it made me really figure out what
I feel like even though I guess on the tangible side of things, COVID kind of, in all actuality, COVID has been kind of dope for some of us because it really allowed us to truly tap our creative juices and make things happen. And I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for what's to come in 2021 because I think that all of us that truly took this time to really hone and manifest what we needed to, girl, I think it's about to be a beast out here in 2021. And black women are ready to do miraculous things,
There-
as if we haven't already done so.
There's going to be so much in 2021, even speaking for myself, anybody on this platform, but just as a whole, anybody who took a negative and turned it into a positive, which is hard with COVID. There's been so much loss, so much uncertainty, so much you can't do this, that, and the third. But if you sat back and said, okay, as far as me and my household and the God I serve, we going to make lemons into lemonade somehow, some way.
Hands down, drop the mic, come through and talk about what it really is. I'm loving it. I'm loving it all across the board. All across the board. Now, what's next? Which you can tell us what's next.
I don't know if I could spill the beans per se, because Alexis is going to get me on this. A lot of my friends within the industry, within and without, have been like, you really need to do a podcast. You really need to do a podcast. So a podcast is coming with myself and one of my really good friends, Elise. And Alexis thinks she's getting out of it, but she's not. Um, so Alexis will be on that podcast as well. So that is something to come in 2021. And there's a few other things, but I like to be quiet about it.
I wish you could see her because I see her backstage. She weak, girl. She over there weak as she can
Like,
be. I'm watching her. I can see her laughing. She like, oh. She's having a good time backstage. I started to pop her out.
you'll get me later. It's okay. You'll get me
Okay. Kelly, tell everybody where they can find you on social media. And I'm going to put the website up one more time, guys, so that you can definitely go to the website. But yeah, Kelly, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
So on Twitter, you could find me at Kelli Shay _, and it's Kelly with an I, because everybody will put in that Y and I will feel away. And on Twitter, it's also Kelli Shay, but it's, Instagram, it's Kelly.Shay. And in my Instagram bio, you will see the @ for Play Like a Girl. You could go follow the page. We are closed for the rest of the season. I just want to make sure I get all my stuff out before we get any new orders. And then, yeah, 2021, y'all could shop away.
Yeah, I'm ready to shop. And Kelly, thank you so much for coming on Rock It Out with me. I am loving the women in sports. I think this is so dope. And if there's anything that we can do to support you, I definitely, am open to supporting where I can and assisting. And I know Lex gonna keep me in the loop because, baby, we right here. We right here. Well, Kelly, once again, thank you so much for being here and rocking out with me.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Wow. Kelly is she's out here. And when I say she's out here, you know, another black woman in sports and entertainment. That's all I'm saying, guys. It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Well, now we are going to bring an all around, all American girl to the stage. Now, let's just get something straight here. Yes, she is a queen. Yes, she has multiple crowns and titles. However, She's also a pianist, which I love. Hello, fellow pianist. But most importantly, and what the reason she's really here on this grand finale, she is a sports talk radio host and producer. I mean, the ladies are winning out here. Let me just bring Miss Twillie to the stage and let her do her thing.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Like, I'm so honored just being in the company of Kelli and Terrika and Ciara, and of course, our leading lady, Miss Alexis. Like, so honored.
Yes, Miss Twillie. Now, look, go ahead. I'm not gonna put it up. Run these titles for these children so these children know that you are a queen all the way from head to toe. Run me some titles, honey.
Yes, so I was Miss Alabama National US. I was top 15 at Miss National US. I was Miss Alabama Essence, top 15 at Miss Essence. I was Miss Black Alabama International, third runner-up at Miss Black International. I was first runner-up for Miss Black Alabama USA. I was prom queen, Miss Outward Bound, Miss Montevallo, and now the new Miss Black Alabama International Ambassador, and I will compete this summer for Miss Black International Ambassador on a cruise. We leave out of Miami and we'll go to the Cayman Islands, we'll go to Mexico, and we'll go to the Bahamas. So prayers up that I come back with that title.
Yeah, title. You are we gonna speak that thing into existence. You already got it. All
I,
right. All these titles. But let's connect the segue.
okay,
How did
so
we get into podcasting?
well, basically, okay, so here's the original story. Let's just go way back. So in 10th grade, I will never ever forget. Lisa Salter did an interview with Shaq, and Lisa Salter is like 5'1", and Shaq is 7 foot. And the interview was terrible. Like, he couldn't hear her, she couldn't hear him. It was just a hot mess express. So I was like, well, I'm 5'10", and when I wear heels, I'm about 6'2", 6'3". And I was like, if I'm a reporter, I can help the tall guys get their interviews so it doesn't sound as bad. And ever since then, that was just it. And what's kind of funny, a lot of reporters are pageant girls. Like, I can't think of her name right now. She's a reporter for like SEC, ESPN. Lauren Rutledge, that's her name. Lauren Rutledge, she was Miss South Carolina. Even Sarah Palin, when she was in a pageant, like, she wanted to be in sports. That's what she named her daughter Bristol. And even Erin Andrews, like, she competed in pageantry. So it has a kind of like a lot of cross bearings and things like that. So, but being a Black pageant queen and in sports, it's very rare to see that. So, why not, lead the path for other young Black girls?
Yes. So talk to us about, being a production assistant and what that looks like, especially for ESPN, girl.
Oh my goodness. Being a production assistant for ESPN was so amazing. I got to travel to so many different games, and that's how I even met Alexis. So the camera guy needed to find one of the players' moms, and she was sitting there like, we were just cool, and I was like, hey, do you know so-and-so mama? Like, I need to find him for this cameraman to get him on here. And we couldn't find the mom. Like, it was a mess, but like, me and Alexis became cool. But like, without being a production assistant, I wouldn't have met her. And I've got to cover some of the most amazing games. I got to do national championship for college football, national soccer. I got to do water polo. I got to do beach volleyball, just everything and anything. So basically my role is to make sure all the cameras are set up, make sure our talent gets there, make sure that the food arrives okay, make sure whatever prop food that we have for the segment is there. And I even had Ciara work a game with me. I did ESPN College Game Day in Baton Rouge, and we had to make sure Lil Wayne got from his car to the stage. And of course, Lil Wayne was late. And poor little Ciara, like, I love her to death, but she was so exhausted from the day. I was like, Ciara, come on, we gotta go. We gotta get Lil Wayne to the stage. You gotta get Lil Wayne to the stage. But yeah, that's like pretty much my day in life as a production assistant. And it's a lot of hard work, but it's so much fun.
Yes. Now, the funnest part for me about you is the instruments because I play the piano too. So, is this something that now, okay, as a pianist, is this something that you kind of do now to unwind, or are you still into your music?
Well, my mother would probably love me to play every day. I don't play as much anymore because I don't have a piano in my house. And there's a difference between a piano and a keyboard. Like, I know people are like, oh, it's the same thing, but I am a trained pianist. Like, an actual piano is my baby. Whenever I go back home to Alabama, I will tickle the ivories when I'm at home. Like you said, 2020 has been rough. And the last time I was home, I played my favorite, composer is Alicia Keys, obviously. And I played If I Ain't Got You. That's my all-time favorite song to play. And I just played it. And even though with the roller coasterness of 2020 and that brief, like 3 minutes of playing, it definitely cooled me down. And, I would like to play more, but I don't like to practice. I know that's terrible. And I know my mom was like, don't do that. But practice makes perfect, but yeah, but I don't know, the way everything's been going on this year, I may pick it back up and get back in piano lessons and progress my talent even more.
Wow. And you know what? Thank you for saying you don't like to practice because I didn't practice either. My piano teacher got sick. She had cancer and she's down for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I started practicing and practicing on my own with what I knew. And when she came back, I was playing. So kudos to you for being classically trained. I was classically trained too. And a lot of people don't understand the difference between being able to read music, just hearing music. Like there is a art to reading music. Like people don't understand how stressful it is, but it's super cool at the same time. So Twillie, you are really all American, every woman doing it up. What advice can you give to someone that wants to follow in your footsteps about how you really did it?
Honestly, just I know it sounds cliche, but be yourself. I was usually the first Black or the only Black to compete in pageants in my hometown. Like my hometown is very, very small, so everyone knows everyone. And a lot of people be like, well, why are you doing it? So why would you do that? No one else is doing it. And I'm like, okay, like, well, I like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And like I said, if you like it, go for it. If you know that you're the best and you can display to the world that you're the best, go for it. Like I even have a YouTube channel and I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you doing YouTube? Like, what's that for? I'm like, okay, I want to show y'all the games I go to. I want to show you the places that I visit, what I like to shop, what kind of hair I'm rocking, just all the good fun stuff. And I would just tell them, like I said, just be yourself. And you have me, Ciara, ALEXXIS, Terrika, Kelli, the other young gentleman that's going to be on later. Follow them. We all made our own path and our own way in life. And, our path may not be your path, but at least we can be like a little Google map. Be like, all right, girl, that little dude that you think you're going to be with in high school, you're going to marry him. And no, like make the choices for yourself. Like your future self will be happy with your decisions.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. We all come from these towns where people always want to tell you not to do it because you walk to the beat of your own drum. Case in point, drop the mic. You did it, and now you're doing something that they can't do. And a lot of time, when you're doing something that people can't do, they get mad because they want to do it. But like I said, y'all do what y'all can, but we do what we want to. Twillie, tell everybody where they can find you all over social media.
Yes, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Take Off Twillie. That's TWILLIE. That is the same for my Instagram, Take Off Twillie. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm a hot mess express on Twitter. Like everybody can tell you, I tweet whatever comes to mind. So please don't be offended. Lord have mercy. Just take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, they can follow me at Miss MISS _ ESPN 34. The best way 34 is Shaq, Paul Pierce, me, Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley. The best rock 34. I'm an Auburn girl, so War Eagle. But yeah, that's where you can find me and all my crazy adventures and my Real Housewives of Potomac retweets.
Yay, Twillie, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm just so glad we're all connected because 2021 is going to be beautiful. And I can't wait to see you ladies out there at the events, on the red carpets, and just really doing it because I know it's going to be fun.
Oh, yes. Thank you. And most importantly, that's all going to be a part because of the lady of the hour, Alexis. She's the best manager in the world. I always joke and say I'm her unofficial manager because she'll tell you I'm constantly finding her clients. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you need to work with her. Oh, yeah, Alexis. So, again, that's all going to be possible and made by Miss Alexis. So I received that and accept that for 2021. Again, thank you for having me.
Peace and love, darling. Oh, this is awesome. This is so awesome. All right, y'all. I know y'all waiting to see a man. So we got a man coming up. I know y'all waiting for a man because y'all just And you know what? We got the best man of the hour. He got the best smile. He is just spectacular. And I think you're gonna enjoy him because this individual is a graduate of North Carolina State University. Put your hands up, baby. Y'all know I love the Carolinas. He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, and he definitely is doing something awesome. Awesome, especially for this generation. So for millennials and Gen Zers, what he has going on and what he's going to tell us about, I hope you're ready to receive it. So let me go on and get Jack up here with his handsome self and let him talk about what he got. See, there go that smile. There go that smile.
How's it going? Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Blessed to be here.
Absolutely. So look, take lead and let's work backwards with you. I don't want to talk about the sports just yet. Let's talk about Jack, the entrepreneur. Tell everybody about this sneaker and clothing company.
Okay, yeah. Well, in August, I launched my business, my sneaker consignment buy sell business after 10. It's online right now. I buy and sell shoes, the hottest sneakers out there, clothes as well, just things that people are looking for in the streets that are hard to find. I'm the supplier, I'm the connect, I'm the plug, and I just get what people ask for and just make it happen.
All right. How did you come up with the concept though? I know consignment shops exist, but how did you come up with this concept? Because it's brilliant. It is brilliant.
It's actually always been a passion of mine. I believe that I shouldn't do any type of work that I don't enjoy, no matter how much money it makes. So I was actually trading and buying and selling shoes in high school. And that's where it all began. And that's just when my mom and dad would get me one or two pairs. And it's like, I can't wear the same pair of shoes all year. So I had to make something shake and figure out different ways. And that kind of carried along up until college. Or once I got to college, I was able to get shoes, like Adidas shoes from the school and stuff like that. And, stipends where I was able to get a few more shoes. But then once I went pro and I saw the limitless options when it came to shoes and clothes and just a whole nother realm in terms of just style. Being from North Carolina, we dress a certain way and you only see certain styles, but then being in places like Minnesota, Virginia, Florida, California, I've seen all different types of styles, and I appreciated that, and I wanted to bring that to my home state and my hometown.
Yes. And shout out to North Carolina. People really don't realize, Virginia. Well, no, we're not gonna say Virginia. Southern Virginians, Southern Virginians, and North Carolinians are like this. Shout out to my hometown, Danville, Virginia. It's on the border. Everybody from Danville relocates to Charlotte. So, baby, I'm telling you, Southern Virginians and North Carolinians really do mesh well together. But all right, so now let's go back. North Carolina State to Minnesota. Let's talk about it. Tell us about that journey.
You know, playing football is something that I've done all my life. Well, like at least when I was 8. I never forget when my dad asked me. I just turned 8. Like a little bit after that, my dad asked me, what sport do you want to play? Without hesitation, I said football. And right then, that's when the aspirations began for me to want to go to the NFL, not knowing anything about the process or anything. I just knew that if I want to play this sport and if I want to achieve the highest mark in terms of success, it has to be to go pro and go to the NFL. And to just be able to attain that is just that's God. That's all God. That's all God. Just making that way possible for me. Being drafted by Minnesota is a blessing. That's something that no matter what happens, after that, what happened after that, and my career now, nobody can take that away from me. That's forever etched in history. And just to be able to say I got drafted, that's amazing.
Absolutely. You know something? Your humility is enough. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I love how you just presented yourself and the situation as it stands. Like, so many people have this chip on their shoulder and they can't do anything else but sit in it. But you had something else outside of football. You had character. You had individuality. It was instilled in you that you were going to be great when you made that decision at 8. Didn't nobody make that decision for you? Your parent asked you what you wanted to do. You said what you were going to do, but there was already something else in the plan for you. And because of that, you are excellent. And I am so excited and so happy to have you right here. And now we got to get back about these sneakers and clothes because I know about the sneakers, but what about the clothes? So what does that look like?
It's pretty much the same concept because a lot of designers and like sought out clothes, they sell out really quickly. Like, I mean, I have Vape right now. Those items sell out quick. Also like Supreme, just different collaborations. And one thing that just being so well traveled has allowed me to do is just find other brands that people might not be privy to and sell those kinds of brands and just partner with different people and different companies to sell those items. And like I said, I'm in the beginning stages of my business. It's doing well, and I'm thankful for that. But in the future, I do plan on doing a lot more collaborations and just allowing other brands and businesses to also showcase what they have to sell, especially with my sneakers, because you don't just wear the shoes. You got to put the whole fit together. So those are kind of some of the things I want to implement.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna have to talk to Lex because we definitely gotta tap you into these artists. The independent artists, they always looking for the latest drip. They want something different. And I don't really think they think about, wait a minute, let me link up. I'm an indie artist. Let me link up with independent business owners. So absolutely, we definitely gotta, we gotta cross promote and cross fit that and get you connected with some of the independent artists. Guys, if y'all just checking in, this is the season 1 finale of It's Consulting Time, and I have had the best guest tonight. Y'all know normally I only have a 45 minutes to an hour episode, but this has been super duper dope. And I don't care because this young man right here is really an asset to the community right now. And I'm sorry, it's the community of color because that's what we are. We colors. We color folks, and it's a community of color, and you are an asset. Now, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. What advice would you give to your younger self now?
Oh, well, that's a great question, honestly. I believe that the advice I'll probably give to my younger self right now is pay pay attention to the small things, the details. I noticed that, just growing up and just developing in my career, that details are very important in football, especially with all the positions I played. It's a game of inches, as they say, and one small misstep and mishap could greatly affect the end results of the play, the game, whatever it may be. And the same thing relates to life. I feel like everything that I had to do in life correlated to what I had to do in football. So if I wasn't paying attention in school, I had great grades. My dad, what I'm blessed by my parents is the fact that they were so adamant on me having good grades. So it's just a sidebar. My dad actually took me off the track team in my ninth grade year because I had a B in geometry. That's how serious they were. But those are kind of the principles that helped me understand how important it was to be detail oriented, because life isn't just one piece, one part. It's all encompassing small parts that make it a whole. So if I only pay attention to the things that I'm interested in the most and neglect the things that actually really matter, then I'll be incomplete and I'll be unbalanced and I won't be able to be my best self. So paying attention to details and just being detail oriented, it will take you a lot farther than you could ever imagine.
Alexis, what? Yes, Black man. I'm gonna get Alexis when she get up here. I can't wait. See, I'm watching her backstage. She all smiles. Y'all just made her so proud. She ain't like a mama. She's like a grandma. She back there like, them my babies. Them my babies. All right, Jack. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media and your merchandise.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Mojo Tocho, MOJOTOCHO. And my Instagram for my business is after 10, AFTR10.
Alrighty. So I guess now what we have to do is we have to wait maybe 6 or 7 months and see what's next. Because I feel like in the summertime, you're going to pop out with something else. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like in summer 2021, you're going to pop out with something. So I don't even want to touch on it, but I'm going to wait. I cannot wait until July, August-ish. You're going to pop out with something, and I'm going to have you back up here.
That sounds good to me. You're onto something. You're definitely onto something. I won't unravel the details yet, but you definitely headed in the right direction.
Well, hey, you know what that alignment is like where 2 or 3 are gathered. So my smoke signals went off, but it's all good. It's all good. But thank you so much, and you truly honored all of our ancestors with your disposition, with your character, with your intellect, and just being who you are. And I am truly humbled to sit here with you today.
Thank you so much. That means a lot, a whole lot. And I just thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank Alexis for, orchestrating this. She's been a pivotal piece in my life, especially professionally, just helping me give back to the community and just do the things that I've been able to do. But also now that I'm transitioning into entrepreneurship, just, helping me promote my brand. And I can't thank her enough for all that she's done for me.
Yes. Well, until next time, I bid you Godspeed and you be blessed.
Thank you. You too.
Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not anti anything. I am not anti anything, but I am pro-Black, and I'm trying to tell you the way this thing is unfolding, baby. This is the season finale of It's Consulting Time, season 1. Y'all, I didn't know that this was gonna pop off like this. For real, y'all know I like to talk. So I'm like, okay, if I like to talk and I like people, let me create something where I can talk to people, but also do something for them and provide, intentional positive exposure on what they're doing. And look what happened. ESPN and all its affiliates right here tonight. And now, the woman that's behind it all, my PR sis, the GOAT, the guru, Alexis Hutchinson. Please stand up.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I feel like a proud mom, like
Oh
you
my
said,
God.
my babies. So I do feel like a proud mom at the moment.
Alexis, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, I am so overwhelmed. I didn't expect you to do all this. You really put on for your country, not
Oh,
for your city. You put on for your country. And then you gave a portion of that to me. So I thank you for trusting me with all of this because this is a gold mine. I'm thankful. And also that you allowed your platform to grace my platform for the season finale of the first season of this consulting time. So, Alexis, just take it away. Just talk to us about how you started, what you're doing now, and where you plan to go.
um, whew, that's so. First off, thank you for having us. So I really appreciate that. I think a lot of times us as Black women always have to collaborate and find ways to not only empower each other, but to uplift the brands that we are holding. And so, anytime I have a chance to not only, I'm a person that's behind the scenes most of the time, so this is like different because normally I'm just putting them in the forefront. And so I'm just thankful that I can always find different ways to promote them. Um, how I got into this space is actually an interesting story. I've worked in sports all of my career. I started off well, that's backstory, but in college I worked with our college athletic department. I ended up getting an internship with the conference office. I was hired and I was like the first intern in 15 years that had been hired, like full time after it was over. So that, it spoke to me as, my work ethic, my dedication, and my passion, right? And so, my parents were also proud parents because they understood the significance of it. So I spent almost 7.5, 8 years with that athletic conference, planning 16 conference championships. And so with the CIAA, which it was, everybody knows they had the biggest tournament. And so it's been a blessing to plan all of those, even participated in playing the 100th conference championship. So that has been a blessing. I then went on to work for IMG, which is, of course, worldwide. They're a sports marketing company. Well, a division of them is sports marketing, and I work for the college marketing. So I got to work with Division I properties across the country and bowl games and everything like that. Unfortunately, my dad got sick, and so he had a triple bypass. I moved back to Virginia. And as you know, Virginia doesn't have any sports teams. I moved back just to be closer to him, and I have the only grandchild. My daughter is 10 now. And so I wanted him to be able to spend time with her if his time was coming. Thank God, the time has not come, right? And we keep
Hey!
so I thank God for that. My mama is a pastor, so also I'm gonna use God a lot. So um, when I came back home, believe it or not, my first well, I had a variety of things. I had some basketball coaches for colleges reach out to me to do stuff. Mike Scott, who plays for the Sixers, is one of my clients. He asked me to do a couple things, and then it turned into, you could do this full time. And I'm like, nah, I can't do this full time. And here I am. 3 years later, in it full time. I'm glad you were able to have some of my clients on. I have a wide range of clients. It's funny because Jack's best friend, I also help him. He played for the Pats, won a Super Bowl, and he had an interview at 6 o'clock. So I had to text him while I was sitting here, like, you ready for your interview at 6 o'clock? So that's going on. That's my life all the time. I'm always maneuvering, I'm working. And so
I really thank God, and I'm blessed for this opportunity that I have. And I thank God for them trusting me, because they have to trust me to
Yeah.
them. So I thank God for
So what we'll do, we'll kick off season 2 till next set.
that. Oh,
And
with my
we'll
next
just make it a habit. We will, and you know what, publicly, because see, it's public, so I can't renege. We
Mhm.
will just make your sets 4 or 5, our opening show of each season and our closing show of each season. And we can sprinkle some Lexi in between. We can sprinkle a little bit, sprinkle you, girl. Yeah, we
Yes,
can
yes.
sprinkle a little bit in between.
Just
Let's
let me
do it. Let's do it. Yes. So
And
Lex, like,
since we so close, we got to be live,
huh?
so they can feel the energy.
Look, no. You know, I wanted you here today, but you know, I literally just came back because mom got sick for real, for real. I didn't know how this would work out because mommy was really, really sick Friday. She was in the hospital, and then 2 days straight, she hadn't eaten in a week. But she was when I would call her, she was telling me she was eating. Girl, why this morning? I came back home last night. Why this morning I called her? And guess what she said?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I woke up and I baked me some chicken and I made me some squash and mashed potatoes. Girl, you know where mine went on
And
the
she ain't cook.
third day.
No, I'm just playing. She was sick.
On the third day. Because the other 2 days, she was like this in a chair for 2 days straight. But on the third day, so girl, I can't do nothing but be excited and just so thankful and know that everything's happening in our lives, not in
Yeah.
my life, in our lives. Because all of our stories tonight have connected in some kind of way. And that black man,
Mm-hmm.
he is getting ready to do something that nobody has ever seen done before by a young man like that. And girl, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, he is a gem. I don't even know him. And guys, just so you know, I don't know him, but I know him. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you're aligned and when you believe in what we believe in, and when you walk in the manifestation thereof, He will place it in you. He will place it in you and will give you that foresight. No, I don't give myself a title or nothing, but I do know what comes through my dreams. Well, Alex,
You better
girl,
preach,
because
right?
you know I get
You
right.
better preach.
Girl, you know I will get right. But Lex, tell us a little bit about how you have been able, though, to sustain yourself in this industry. Because I'm gonna tell you, I think about Jamel. I think about Jamel.
Yeah.
And you know, it's scary because I would love for her to really take over it all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love to see her just be able to take over it all because she's the epitome of a strong, vocal, pro-black woman. And you know, a lot of the children don't like that. So
Mm-hmm.
what has been your support?
So it's very unique. All of them bring authenticity to this table, and that is the best thing, that people find them relatable. They have various unique stories. You know, it's not, I went here, I had the road was laid out, and I was gonna become a ESPN producer, or I was gonna become a major YouTube star. Like, everybody's story is different, and people find it relatable, and people know and understand that no matter where you come from, no matter how your journey is, the end result can be the same. And so when I tell folks about them, I tell them that that is their authenticity. That is the story they can share. And I am happy to say that they are with me all the time and they trust me. I may bug them a lot. They will probably tell you I will bug them all the time. I will text them till 11 o'clock at night. And so that's a part of the job, but I'm always there. I'm always with them. However, I did tell them I'm going on this 2-week break and I will talk to them in the new year. I love all of them, but I will talk to them in the new year. Because look, I'm a mama too, and my daughter's birthday is January 1. So that's most important.
Yes. Happy birthday, Puda. So you look, this is what we're gonna have to do. So we're gonna have to hold each other accountable.
Mm,
Because I'm supposed to have a 4 week hiatus and I'm just wondering how it's gonna work. Because
mm,
like right now I'm thinking about, all right, I gotta do this, I gotta write some standard operating procedures for every business. You know the radio station launches in January. I gotta write standard operating procedures for that, but also Alexis,
uh-oh.
we would like to invite you and your clients to host your shows on our station
Oh,
because our station is geared towards variety. And so not only do we focus on all independent artists, we are also going to be hosting comedians. We definitely want sports talk because the reality is that think about most of your mainstream radio stations. It's always gossip shows. Well, this station is totally different, and that's why it's ID 104 Radio, home of the independent dope, because we're all independently dope. And so the reality is that we are going to soft launch on January 1, hard launch for June. And so that summer of 2021, we want everyone together so we can have an event that truly capitalizes on everybody's brand. So that's from my heart to yours. I extend that to you. You have been a blessing to me like you don't know. And I know that this relationship is genuine. It was
yeah.
built on a firm foundation. And I'm so thankful for you, everything you've done for me just in the past couple of weeks.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you. And anything I can do, let me know. If I need to pull them in, I can pull them in as long as we have the dates and everything in advance. And so we are good. I appreciate you so much because this is special because it's so funny. Some of my clients know each other, some of them don't. So that's why you saw in the beginning, everybody say hey to everybody. Social media interaction, they haven't really seen each other because we have been in a pandemic. So one day I can host a party and have them all together in one environment.
Yes. You know what? I was already thinking about it because with the label, with the record label and the
Uh-huh.
radio station and my platform, we're planning a tour. We're putting a tour together right now.
Wow.
So yeah. So I'm already planning. I'm already planning. Already
Oh,
planning. Yes, yes,
well, we gonna
yes. So I already know. So Alexis, I thank you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for bringing your clients over. And once again, you keep on doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for making this season finale the best ever.
well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I can help you out. I'm glad you can help me out. So I am thankful we had to take over
Yeah.
finale. I'm happy.
Yes. And I got to tell my mom, I'm gonna have to what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to figure out how. Well, probably when I get back down there, I'm gonna have to video chat you so she can see the ESPN. Because I'm telling you, if they would have had a platform for her back in the day,
Okay.
she would be y'all mentor. She knows every single sport from not just basketball, baseball, football, honey. She know golf. She know
Oh,
horse races. She know all that stuff, honey. So
well,
yeah, we're gonna have yeah.
yeah. And
So
this is
she gonna
this
meet
is
you so y'all can have a whole conversation.
yeah. Yes.
Cause I'm not
Yes.
getting in that conversation.
Yeah. This gift, this is my woman cave. You know how people have man caves? This is my woman cave. It's all about sports.
Yeah.
But this was a gift from Twillie, actually. So I have it hanging. When I move back, I wish to put it
Oh,
in my house. So yes, it's a gift from Twillie. She hijacked it
wow.
from ESPN, so don't tell nobody. So we can't. Shh.
Don't tell people she hijacked it from ESPN, but she ain't hijacking it. It was supposed to be with you
Yeah,
anyway.
she had it.
Alexis, once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this and we will definitely, we're going to see each other soon. Before I leave, we're going to see each other. And
Yes.
then even when I leave, we'll just have somewhere else to come to.
Yep.
All right, guys. Alexis, thank you again. Guys, thank you for checking in for the season 1 finale. It's consulting time. Y'all, I'm going to rest now. I might come back and talk to y'all a little bit, but I need a break. I need to spend time with my family. I need to spend time with myself. I need a break. But listen. Don't forget, I will be back in January, and you'll see me sprinkle a little bit of thought in between now and the inauguration because, Lily made for president, so I'm not coming back until after the inauguration because I got to get my cabinet position on. But until next season, y'all, we are always going to be bringing you joy, juice, and justice. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.